Hello, myself Sunil R Nair, and here basically we are discussing about one topic that is the World Bank. Basically, that person is telling that I'm doing the investigation, and he basically frustrated so much that basically he told that basically I will do one thing, I will kill that person basically. Then basically one of the Hanuman Bhakt basically told that basically do one thing, take Hanuman's name and basically start work again basically, or basically take. Mahakali's name and start the work again. Take Mahakali name and start work again. Like this, basically, he told. Or basically, take uh, Guru Nanak's name and start the work again. And then basically, he told that basically take Jalaram's name and start work again. And then basically, he told that take Karthik God and start work again. Take Karthik God name and start work again. Or basically take any Parsi god's name and start work again. Or basically take name of some Muslim god and start work again. Or take some Jesus Christ god name and start work again. Like this, basically, he told that basically take the god's name and start work again. Like this, basically he told that basically okay, I will take the god name and basically I am starting the work. Then basically he told that basically about the human resource group basically who basically up track up to that level. Basically, for example, one person is doing the video calling and they basically tags up to that track basically up to that level. Basically, how many people are connected in that laptop basically up to that level. Basically, they have the information. So just see basically up to and basically what that particular person is doing, that also basically they know because they have hired that resource. For example, one person is telling that that person is sitting in laptop, so he's, can you please damage his head. Means I will take one example, live example basically. For example, one person is doing the video conference, and the one of the human resource basically people tracked that he is doing the video conference. So they told that basically we need few people basically for whenever he is doing the video conference. For that basically they told that basically we need that person basically who can break his head basically, break his head basically, or basically break his nose, or basically can break his teeth, or he can break his eye. Like this basically we want the resource. Then basically they told that basically they hired the resources whenever basically just see basically up to what level the human resources are also basically. Then basically they told that basically whenever he basically sits into the video conference, then please let us know basically. Then basically the SMS was basically ongoing. Yeah, see, basically that person is doing the video conference. Just do one thing, attack that person's basically body parts basically. We are recruited. Then basically they calls that particular person and basically they say that person is basically sitting in the video conference. So we have basically given you money basically. So do your task. Like this basically that person basically attacks his head. And then basically few people say that basically he's sitting in mobile basically he's watching this video that video, so that time basically you can do the damage. Then basically yeah basically we basically are up to a particular level. So basically human resource know that basically this if you want to do this, hire this resource. If you want to do that, hire this resource, hire that resource. One person told that basically that person is sleeping, that time basically damage his head basically. So for that, basically they hire the resource whenever they are whenever. So they basically know up to that level also that we are basically sleeping. So just see basically up to what level human resource are. Like this basically they that group basically are thinking that nobody's tracking them basically, nobody's tracking that entire group basically. One person told that basically the group basically who had basically damaged his head, entire group basically even energy basically was generated, and that was basically captured by Ames Oxygen Company basically, because that person basically having the human souls in his body, that was basically given by Ames Oxygen. So they basically told that let me see track that particular group basically. Then he tracked that group basically, and then basically created the energy and then basically passed it to the universe. And then basically they merged the data basically. They want to know basically why basically the person's blood cells basically was removed from that blood groups. So for that basically they have done that also basically. They have done that also basically. They have done that also basically. So like this basically each and every resource basically the human resource basically this says that basically we know each and everything basically that which people are sitting in the laptop and which people are doing what, each and everything we have tracked basically, and we have basically sent the data to the sky basically, to the universe basically. Let the basically entire country suffer due to that group basically. Let the basically entire country suffer for that. Sorry, let the entire earth suffer for that country basically. Let the entire earth suffer. Then basically slowly he told that let the entire universe suffer. Then slowly he basically changed his comment. Then basically he told that let the entire dot only suffer basically, which is moving currently due to that group basically. Let the entire dot only suffer. Then he told that basically the dangerous thing basically you have told. Let the entire dot suffer means what? Entire planets is going to suffer due to that Earth planet basically. Sorry, due to that group basically. Due to that group basically entire Earth is going to suffer. No, basically, no, sorry, entire universe is going to suffer. Then basically the investigation told that basically let me track basically which is that group basically. Who are connected with his mobile, who are connected with his laptop, who is connected with his power supply through the sun solar system. Let me suffer basically. And few sun solar system basically directly attacks with from the USA basically. Basically nobody can track that also. Basically. Few sun solar system basically attacks from USA to India basically. For example, I am in Vadodara, so they can attack the data basically from their USA. For example, New York basically when sun solar system is created, they can basically attack from there also basically, and they will say that they just see basically how the digital world has reached by attacking his head, attacking his eye. They are telling that just see basically up to what level the digital has reached. Like this, basically they are doing their advertising. But in basically the other side, basically the matrix got generated. The basically matrix got generated, and somebody basically literally sent the data to universe also, and that also basically generated. Immediately basically send the data to universe, and that basically matrix also basically generated. So you want to check basically up to what level basically the if basically his head gets damaged, then what happens? He basically gets in breathing basically, then what happens? His eye gets damaged, then what happens? So each and everything basically he checks. Like this basically sends the data to universe also, just to verify basically whether basically he has done anything or not, just to verify basically, because he got the news basically from some group that basically he has done something basically. Like this basically the agency basically told that is basically the people basically who are connected with the laptops, that group basically connected with the set of jasusi group basically. Literally basically then basically the some of the news agency basically tracked and told that basically somebody has passed your data basically to the universe group basically. So you are going to start your keep your going to keep your news agency, or basically you are going to close that basically. Then he told that basically why should we should close the news agency basically, because it might possible that anytime your metrics might generate in universe basically. Due to that, it possible that entire Earth planet might get suffer. Then basically Earth planet told that basically why we should suffer basically. Let the entire country only could suffer. Then basically they told that basically okay basically the entire country would be okay basically. Let the entire country should suffer. Let the basically entire country should suffer basically. Let the entire basically country should suffer. Let the then basically one person told that let the entire Vadodara should suffer. Then he basically changed his command. Let the entire Vadodara should suffer. Then he changed that let the entire Bangalore should suffer. Let the entire Bangalore should suffer. Then basically he told that basically why basically the entire Bangalore, and then basically how basically the entire group should suffer. Then because he told that basically the matrix basically has generated head, eye, basically each and everything has damaged, each and everything has done heart damage, liver damage, kidney damage, each and everything basically is already damaged basically. That energy basically has sent to the sky also basically. So sorry to the universe also basically. Now basically you can't do anything basically. Then they told that basically that time basically what the medical department was doing here of that city basically when you are when that person's each and every body parts were damaging by digital world. That time basically what the doctors were doing. They told that basically they were doing the enjoyment. They were enjoying. And basically they told that basically that's a very big issue basically. If they are enjoying basically that means it's a issue basically. Then one of the doctors told that basically we are basically also human basically. We should not enjoy. We should not enjoy. Then one person basically told that basically we have that kind of resource basically who can for example he told that do you know basically how many types of missiles are there in the world basically. He told that means I doesn't get you basically. He told that basically for example you want to damage one city entire city's head, there is one missile created, do you know that? Then he told no basically how basically that is very dangerous basically. Yes, he told that basically if anybody that kind of basically missile has been created. Then he told that basically how is that possible? How basically they might be doing that? How basically from missile basically is throwing one missile to the city, even basically the missile basically just thrown in the environment and that damaged the entire head basically of the entire city basically. Then he told that basically how is that possible here basically? How basically they get the information of each and every people's head basically? How basically they gets the each and every information of the head basically of that city basically? This is very dangerous data basically. How basically they got the information basically? Then they told that basically government basically if you give the government so if you donate the government for certain rupees, then they literally give your data basically. What? Yeah, the government basically literally give your data basically. That means which kind of government is this? So you do you know basically which government is that? Then into them basically all government that are equal basically. They just basically searching basically how basically they can earn the money. So like this basically they earn the money and that particular person's basically head goes got damaged. Head basically got damaged by the that group basically. And that group also told that basically we have done that basically. We have basically done that. We have damaged his eye, we have damaged his hand, we have damaged his leg through government support basically. What? Yeah, government security group basically. Government group basically. Through government basically we have given money to the government and government basically literally given the control of the particular house, and then basically through solar system basically we have done the damage. That means government can do anything for the money. They can anything basically do can for money basically. Basically they got some money basically, so they damaged the head of that particular. They basically given the permission to damage the head. That means, but entire family was not damaged. They know basically entire family was not damaged because they have given only that person's blood cells data, and that basically they collected from one of the blood cells checking company. Basically, they have given this data. They have not contacted the World Bank basically. Otherwise, basically, World Bank will say that we will start the third world war. Huh? If you are doing this type of thing again, basically, then we will start the world war. Then basically he told that basically the another person told that basically in world war basically each and every people basically who are going to start the world war, they are basically from Indian only basically. How you can start the world war basically? How basically you can start the world war? Because most of missiles basically are the people who are basically the scientists basically of the rocket, missile, bomb, each and everything basically are from India basically. They have the control of each and every parts basically. Then how we can start the third world war with India? Then basically he told that basically this is very serious issue basically. We need to verify this basically. We need to check this basically also. That basically really basically India each and every people have the control or not. Because few people says that basically in India basically anything can happen basically. If they basically say that we need if they show the gun basically, then they'll really basically throw the missile also basically to different countries also basically. And if suddenly basically they send the missile to that country basically where basically the lights are getting created of the entire earth planet, and that basically earth lights are basically checked in that area also basically, that this is light going to be created. Light means basically in dot basically, when you see from far basically the dot you can see from this far universe basically you can see the dot, and inside the dot basically earth planet is there basically. That dot basically when you see from far basically it show like a light. That basically that light basically I'm talking about. This light is going to merge to that area basically. Means that dot area basically is, that means you want to say that light is basically generated in earth planet some area basically. That is how basically that is possible here. That entire universe basically it's going to merge sorry, and this earth planet light is going to merge to the entire universe. So you want to say that entire universe data basically is there in one of the country basically, you want to say that basically. Then that World Bank basically was literally basically shocked basically. How is that possible? Yeah, which is that country name basically? Can you please tell me where the basically entire light basically get creates? And that light basically is going to merge with that dot basically, which is moving currently, and within that basically Earth planet is moving. Do you have information of that country basically? Like this basically he stopped, and then basically he told that basically let me find the country name, and then basically I will let you.